welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name's Allie Ballard. Welcome back. If you've been here before, thank you so much for subscribing. I love it. I'm in Murfreesboro for the IBRA Preferred Show. I think it's called the Turning Spring Barrel Race. It's the same one we went to last year, 3 days. We have been here just like an hour or two. We got stalls, we have everybody set up. They're just hanging out, and then the show is going to start probably about an hour.
42, 891, and 42, 89, and 1.
I made the bed. Come on up. I don't know if you can see up here. All right, this is it. Home sweet home. This is like a 70-pound dog. Hi. Hello. Sweet baby. Oh. Good morning! I think I got done with Kippy at like midnight last night, so very tired. But runs went fairly well. They were just a little bit slower. I placed on Joe in the side pot in the 2D. So in the side pot, I think it's just a 3D side pot, so they split by a whole second. And I think fastest time in the side pot was like a 15.0. And so then it would have started at 16 and I ran a 16.4 and I think I was like 3rd or 4th. That's pretty cool. Everything else I was just kind of really too slow to be in anything. The fastest time was a 14.7 and that is pretty amazing, but it's like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes the rest of the week. I thought the runs went pretty well. Other than that, little trouble with Kippy. She loves to knock them barrels over, and I was very scared for my kneecaps because I never ride with shin guards or anything, so that slowed us down quite a bit because I was like, this ain't happening to me. Hurts too much. But now we got up and we fed everything and let the dogs out and everything, and now we're at Tractor Supply to buy a few more bags of shavings. They don't have mats in the stalls, and so the horses are just standing on concrete. So I brought 9 bags of shavings so they could each have 3 when we got there, and I just don't think it's enough, especially for Joe. He's got old man joints. We're gonna go into Tractor Supply, get some new shavings, and maybe go get some coffee afterward. I think we got a bit before I'll be up on Joe. Joe will be the first one I run today. Aww. Hi, pumpkins. ASMR.
Okay, we left Tractor Supply. This isn't my vlog, but I'm taking over and only looking at myself.
Got some White Bison coffee, and it's so good. I've never had it before.
Vanilla ice latte with almond milk. And what'd you get?
White chocolate mocha with
So,
whipped cream.
if you're in Murfreesboro, go find a White Bison coffee because it's so good.
We're going into Old Time Pottery because we have all this time to kill, and honestly I love Old Time Pottery and there's going to be so much good stuff in there, but hopefully we don't buy anything because I have already spent more money than I have. Should we get a cart? I don't see a tag. We got Jack in the Box. I think I've had it one time in my life that I was really young, but I don't really remember. This is the butter jack, so it's got lots of butter on it. It's a pretty good burger. And we're about to head back. We just want to stop and get lunch before we go back, but they've already started like the kids and stuff, but they still, I think there was like 50 of those, so that's going to take a while. It's only been going for about half an hour, and then they have the futurity, and then they'll start the open, so it'll probably still be like a couple hours before I get ready to go. We got to go let the doggies out. Hello. So I'll probably be bumped out, if not further down in the 2D, unless somebody runs a 14.7. Cross your fingers. Otherwise, I will also be placing maybe in the 3D because I ran a 16.2 on Joe, so I should be somewhere in the 3D. Hopefully, also. I just got done riding Kippy, so that was my last horse. I'm gonna change because I want to be in something more comfortable so I can relax. Kippy did okay. We ran faster than yesterday, but we hit a barrel, so no time. Joe's and Lightning's runs were a lot better than yesterday. They were both faster than they were the day before, and looked a lot smoother and everything. This is the real gem. These piggy pops. Okay, so it's just like a silicone mold that you cook stuff in, but it has little corn dogs. So it's a piggy with a dog in the middle. And I'm just really excited about this. But also, it's got pancakes, which of course we're gonna make pancakes, pizza pockets, brownies, jello, and more. We got another light because the other one keeps dying. Batteries for the light, so exciting. Oh, we got these at Tractor Supply. They're just hooks for the hay bags because we just have like mailing twine holding it together. It's a pain in the butt. And a blanket. Okay, they had blankets for like $25+ and that is just honestly too much for a blanket. But we found this one and it was $12. It looks like it's gonna be pretty warm. And that's everything we got from Old Time Pottery. Good morning. It's just after 6. I'm gonna go feed and then I think we're gonna go get some coffee. Probably from the same place we went to yesterday because it was so good. so beautiful. Oh, she love it. She love it. It's Sunday morning. We're going in to just watch when they start the show. They're going to start in probably like 10 minutes, I think, but they'll do the polls, and then they'll do the kids, and then they'll start the open. My first run will be 65 on Joe, so we're just going to hang out until it's time to get ready.
Perfect.
Every time I try to record something on here, I forget to switch it over to the recording, and then I just end up taking a dumb picture of myself. So, wearing my A Werewolf t-shirt. I have so many of these. I love this brand. Always shop it. There's always a sale going on, so it doesn't make sense not to buy all of their clothes. So it's like, well, after the Murfreesboro show, I'm embarrassed to admit how much time has gone by that I have not finished this video. So, also, I just wanted to say I'm sorry there's not a lot of leaving footage. There's really not that much footage on Sunday, period. And it's because I have to go to work at literally 2 a.m. And so I kind of get in this kind of panicky rush when it's Sunday, because like I want to ride, but I want to do well, and I want to make sure that we get everything. But then the minute I'm done running, it's like, pack this shit up, let's go. Before when I send my entry fees in, I'm like, it'll be fine. Like, I don't even need to sleep. It's not that big of a deal. Half the time I don't sleep anyway, so why am I so worried about it? But then, day of, that chill me is gone, and it's worried me, anxious me. So we didn't get a lot of footage, and I'm sorry, but that's also why I'm doing this, to just kind of close out the video, to talk about some things. It wasn't my best weekend ever, for sure, and that's for a lot of reasons. I just kind of was really stressed out when I went. I spent a lot more money than I should have because I wanted to go and not because I had the money to go, and that was a lot of added pressure. I wouldn't recommend riding under that kind of pressure to anyone. And I know that I don't really perform that well when I do that, but I do it anyway because this is my only hobby. I did have a lot of fun when I was there. I mean, I loved that I went, and I had so much fun, and I love that Erin goes with me, and I love that she enjoys it, and we have so much fun together, even though we're just staying in basically a tack room that's not really meant to be a bedroom with the dogs, and it's cramped, but it's so fun. And we get to do all this stuff, and I'm just glad that we get to go, period. But it's just difficult to compete under that kind of pressure that I'm putting on myself. And it's really just all me beating up me. So I took an extra horse with me. I took Kippy. She's one of my mom's horses. I haven't rode her very much ever. And I definitely haven't rode her in years. And it was just kind of for fun, just to have an extra horse and just to get some ride time on her. Mom's been really busy with the move and everything. She hasn't really been able to ride everything, and that's why I took Kippy, just kind of, because I was already going. She is a good horse, and she is fun to ride, but she makes you work for it. Have to be on the top of your game and really pushing her, and she loves to get as close to the barrels as possible, and so you just really have to pay attention, and that's one of those difficult things because the boys, Joe and Lightning, don't ride like that, and so it's hard for me as a rider to get off of both of them who ride very similar and then jump on her and have to just kind of change everything up and mix it up so that we can perform well. But also, she was very out of shape, which you can definitely see in the videos, and I felt riding her as she wasn't really running that hard or anything. You know, overall she did pretty well. And it was definitely an adjustment for both of us, you know, being both new to each other and just kind of jumping on and seeing where the weekend takes us. I'm not going to really dissect any of my runs or talk too much about them, but I do want to say that I only ever go over my runs just because I want people to know what it is that I'm thinking as a rider, what it is that I'm doing as a rider. I am not a coach, a teacher, even a professional, not even like an amateur professional. I just do what I was taught, and I have fun, and I just like to be around horses, and I like to share my experiences. That's all. I'm not directing, teaching, instructing, any of those things, and I just want to make that very clear to anybody watching these things. It's just for entertainment, and it's just for fun. I like to make these videos for fun. You know, I haven't ridden with anybody who is a professional. I haven't taken any classes. I haven't been to any of those things. What do they call those? Like a camp? Do they do that? Actually, I did go to horse camp. I went to horse camp when I was like in elementary school. 4-H horse camp. We did not run barrels, but I know right now that there are a lot of subscribers on here, a lot of people watching these, because I know basically everyone personally, that you guys just don't even know what's going on. I mean, the only reason you even know about barrel racing is because you know me personally, so it's very nice of you to watch my videos and support me and whatever, and that is why I'm going over these things. I am not even that good. People think that I'm good because they don't know anybody else, so just thought I would throw that out there. I know that I talked about some stuff in my last video, and I do plan on talking more about my runs. I just didn't think that I really ran that well this weekend, and I don't want to sit around and watch those videos. Also, this is another reason why I didn't want to go over my runs, is because I wanted to make sure there was plenty of time and that this wasn't an uber long video. I want to go over the division splits. I know it can be confusing. I mean, even when I was in this sport, it took me a minute, you know, to really adjust to everything. So basically, when I go to strictly just a barrel race, and it's a 4D or a 3D or 2D, do they even run 2Ds? I think they run something as big as a 5D or a 6D. I've never been to one of those, but I bet they're out there somewhere. Whoever runs the fastest sets the pace for everybody else. And then the divisions are split off the fastest time. Erin suggested I use a whiteboard because it might be easier, and you know what? She's always right, and that is not me being sarcastic. I'm just going to still use the results from the Murfreesboro show just to show you how these division splits work. Friday night in the open. This is an open, which means it goes to all age groups. They do side pots for age groups at these big shows, which is nice because certain days, like Fridays and Sundays, because they're shorter and people are either coming in or going home, you can run once and then you roll over your time. And Saturday, because we have all day to just be there, you can run twice or you can still roll over your time. I always roll over my time. I don't run twice because I don't have young horses anymore. So Friday open results. The fastest time was a 14.764. We have our fastest time making up the 1D, which is a 14.764. And then we add 0.5, add a half a second, puts us at a 15.264. And that wins the 2D. And now we're going to move on to 3D. But I haven't written that down yet because I wanted you to feel involved. Now, we're going to add a full second to our fastest time. So we're going to add a half second, then we're going to add a full second, and then we're going to add 2 seconds. Also, it just goes from there to whatever the last time is. That just looks like a sideways 8, which I also think is what an infinity symbol looks like. But, so, got our fastest time, then we add a half a second to make the 2D, full second to make the 3D, 2 seconds to make the 4D. When there isn't that exact time, they just take the next fastest one. Okay, but they always move down, not back up. I'm just going to write down the actual times right next to them in blue. Winning time was a 14.764, and we add a half a second, we get a 15.264. And the actual person that won the 2D was a 15.321. Is that what that says? 351. And then we add a full second to our fastest time to get the 3D. And the winner of that had a 15.785. And this is where I place on the 3D. Now, normally when I go to these shows, I expect to run Lightning either, barely placing in the 2D or, kind of falling out of it, honestly, is where I expect Lightning to run. And then I expect Joe to run a full second off of the winner. I expect him to place in the 3D. And normally he does. I mean, this time right here just kind of really blew everyone out of the water, I think. And nobody really got that close the rest of the weekend to running that. So congratulations to whoever that superstar is. And then 4D down here, we added 2 seconds to the fastest time, and that person won it with a 16.779. They usually, I think they paid out to like 7 or 10 places. And the crazy thing was that this time on Friday night, this 14.7 was so fast that only 7 people actually placed in the 1D. And then a large chunk of us placed in the 3D. I think it's more common for people to place in the 3D, but it was just like a very large portion of everyone placed in the 3D because that 1D was so fast. So that was just the open, and the 4D side pots are 3D. They split a full second to create the 2D, and then they split 2 seconds off the fastest time to create the 4D. Not everyone enters the side pots, so, I mean, you have kind of 2 chances to win a check. I entered Lightning in them, and I immediately regretted it because I forgot that they split that second division a full second, meaning he always falls in the middle. Maybe when he gets a little more conditioning in and gets a little stronger and we ride a little more together, we'll start placing a little higher in the 1D, maybe, but that, might be a stretch for him, honestly. He's definitely like a solid 2D horse when it's a half second off the fastest time. I shouldn't have paid to put him in there because I basically just threw that money in the trash. It's always a good idea for me to enter Joe in the side pots though, because they do split a full second. And so if I place in the 3D in the open, I'm most likely going to place in the 2D in the side pot also, depending on who enters, of course, because the fastest time in the side pot might change because whoever ran the fastest in the open might not have entered the side pot. That's always something I have to keep in mind, especially when I go to smaller shows and I'm only running once a day. When I go to those smaller day shows, they don't let you, run once and roll your time over. You have to run twice. You have to run in every division that you enter. I used to run them both twice a day, and now I'll probably, just run Joe in the adult because I don't think Lightning will place in that, and then run Lightning in the open because then he can place rightfully in the 2D. And that's that about that. I hope that was helpful. I know that it's really confusing, and maybe just seeing it will make it a little easier to understand, but definitely comment down below if you have any questions. I'll always do my best to help you out if I can. If you have more questions or want different things, Fallon Taylor makes a vlog every day. She seems cool. There's Maddi Kemp. There's ValentinaCowgirl. We'll put a link down below for those, and then you can go watch their channels because they seem cool and whatever. They don't seem cool and whatever. They seem cool. I don't know why I have to pretend like I don't think anything's interesting. Erin just called me an Aquarius. That's what she blamed it on. My star sign. She's not wrong. Comment down below, actually, if you're an Aquarius. That's what I actually want to know from just your sign, period, because I like to read horoscopes. Also, look at this. Okay, it's been so long since I, filmed this and I actually did that barrel race. It's been like 2 weekends. So I actually went to another barrel race 3 days ago and I hit a barrel. Look at my sad knee. Wear shin guards, y'all. Wear a helmet. I don't know why. This is, probably what my brain looked like the first time I fell off a horse also. Scary to think about. I think it's worse because this is my knee surgery scar. And so it just got me right smack dab in the middle. Stupid barrel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below. Give me a thumbs up, please. I appreciate it. Hit that bell so you get notifications every time I post. Like I said, I literally just filmed a video 3 days ago. And so we'll put this one up this week, and we'll probably put that one up next week. Sorry to keep you waiting. Subscribe. Almost forgot to tell you, but subscribe to my channel, okay? I love it. Bye. Thanks, guys. You're the best.